Hello everybody, welcome back everybody to episode 47 of Galileo Super Colonization. So here we go, and I am doing something here that a lot of people may not like, and this is essentially cheating. I am essentially mining resources, gold, platinum, right off my runway. And I have made this little craft called Gold Mine, and I want to quickly just talk about the fact that why am I doing this and why am I essentially cheating. And the reason about this is because so far in this series, I have not done any colonization. Like, seriously, it is episode, what, like 47, and I have still not colonized. I've still not colonized anything. I've not even sent a self-sufficient module, at least in terms of supplies, to the surface of Lota or SETI. That seems to be the better option. I've still not done that. So by doing things like this, even though some people may say it's kind of cheating because I'm not doing contracts, if I do things like this, then I don't have to worry about money. I can actually focus, and every episode from now on forward pretty much can be maybe a little bit of contract, but it could also be all about colonization. It can actually build a base, not worry about costs. And it's quite cheaty, but it allows me to actually spend tons of time colonizing and doing what the whole point of the series is, instead of sitting there doing contracts and spending basically 9% of my time and only sending missions to certain planets because I'm like, I don't want to have to worry about that. I don't want to have to go, I shouldn't send a mission to Icarus or whatever because there's no contract for it yet. And if I go there without contract, I'm going to lose that contract. And that contract's never going to come. It should never come, right? So, and a contract for course going to give me like 1 million funds. So, what I want to do, right, is I want to be able to basically gather all the funds I need. I want, like, through this, and just focus on colonization. Actually launch massive skill launches, launch enormous probes, massive missions to surfaces of various planets. Not have to worry about there's going to be a contract. Just do all my current contracts in the way and worry about them, and then instead of canceling them because that would be too much, and then boom, and not really have to worry about stuff. So oh my gosh! Oh, that's like 2 million funds we just lost there. And this thing still has some. I really need to give this thing like a really wide feet, basically. Yeah, that was like 500,000 funds we just lost there. That's a lot of funds. That really sucks. I'll work on that in design. So this time around, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be launching a space station to the surface, not to the surface, but I do want to be launching essentially what is going to be initially be a space station around Gale. Now that's actually going to be quite interesting. And then, so let's actually come over here, and I have been developing new launchers. One of them is this. So this is an interesting launcher. So this is actually my massive, essentially Falcon 9 really style rocket. If I fill it up with fuel, it has 420 tons. That means it should be able to carry about 40 tons to low Gale orbit. So that should be how much it should be able to carry. So it's not insane. It's actually pretty rubbish in terms of how much it can lift. But as you can see here, it does cost about 350,000 funds. It is designed to be reusable, and it can in fact land at the launch pad back again. And I probably will be doing that just because I think it's kind of a fun thing to do, to land the rocket back. So what I've been doing here, so Lota land station, this is what I've been working on. Okay, so see, here's the same launcher, and then if I actually get rid of the launcher, here it is. It weighs about 45 tons, so that's in the launcher's capabilities. Well, yeah. And what it is essentially is basically a fully self-sufficient base for Lota. Now, this is not going to be a permanent outpost. This is not going to, hopefully, not be the start of a base, because I've really been looking at the data, and it seems like that SETI seems to be a way better option. But there's pros and cons to both moons. But this one seems to be. So yeah. So I think we're going to launch this right now. I'm not really worrying about funds too much. We're going to launch it about now. We're going to put 2 scientists in it. This thing will be driven, essentially flown by a probe core. I do want to make sure I do have everything I need. In fact, what I'm probably going to do, is I'm probably going to get rid of these radios, because these work with the drills, but they really don't seem to work that well for... Yeah, they really are not very good when it comes to the nuclear reactors. They really don't get it. It's almost like they pretend they don't exist. So we're going to put 2 of these radios. They're far less aerodynamic. They're far less efficient, but there should be enough to kind of just dig it. Get it? You know, dig it? Whatever. So that's like quite a lot more mass. So and now I could actually not be worried about prices that much anymore, and I could do crazy things. So anyway, that's about it. This thing is not designed to take off back from the surface. It is designed to just stay there, and then I'm going to be sending a rescue mission basically for them. We have 2 scientists, not very high level, not very good scientists. So this thing has enough supplies for really about 132 days, but it does have its own drill for minerals, and it does have its own production up here from MKS. So if I actually find the root part, there we go. This is fertilizers, active config is fertilizer for minerals. So it is designed to make fertilizer, and this machine is designed to take the fertilizer, take the essentially poop, mulch, and it can make with the recycler enough supplies for like 10 kerbals. So that's plenty. That is in fact probably overkill hydroponics now that I think about it, but it'll be fine. We can send more kerbals, more stuff later. But anyway, let's launch this mission. So before we launch the mission, though, I feel like it's very important to just do that. Anyway, just want to make sure that the crew's still there, because the game has an habit of kind of backstabbing me. Anyway. So I should have not actually, because the basic production chain to make supplies is actually really, really easy. All you need is gypsum or minerals, and minerals are actually way, way less efficient. So if you could find gypsum, it's way, way, way better. But it's just like twice as much supplies, takes less energy to get to actually process. The problem is though, there's basically no gypsum on Lota. Like I think there's basically nothing on it. So yeah, bit of a problem. I probably want to lower the sound a bit so you guys don't, could actually hear me talking. Anyway. So this is actually going to be a space station initially. So I will be essentially setting up supplies to it. And I will be using like Kerbal attachment system to kind of just connect the crafts together and then see what happens. And it should work. Because I really don't want to add any docking ports to it because it's not a space station. It's just supposed to basically stay in orbit, processing data, and then it's just supposed to go to Lota after like 100 days or something. I do love the control. This rocket flies really, really well, but it does have a ridiculous amount of control because of the vector engines and their immense gimbling range of about 10 degrees. Anyway, so now we could just go a little. We need to get more horizontal velocity. We're gaining vertical velocity a little bit too fast. Now we're accelerating really, really fast now. Now we've got such little drag from the atmosphere. Well, that's really slowing us down. So we need to actually burn a little bit of fuel to, I guess, speed that up, not lose that much speed. So right up here, about 46 kilometers, about to the drag from the atmosphere is minimal. Also, as you can see here, the probe core on this thing is significantly more advanced. In fact, it's better than all of our pilots right now, because if you actually point, basically say point retrograde, point that, and hold it there, something that like our pilots can only do these two. These can do for all these. So this probe core, and I'm not sure if I actually have a probe core that advanced on this thing. I think that's definitely I do definitely have one on this booster that should be capable of getting this, performing one like final burn. So we need to actually warp up there. I'm actually going to time warp right the hell up there, and hopefully there we go. The radiators have been deployed. Not that they're high enough in the atmosphere to not be like ripped off. In fact, they're actually in space. So yeah. So this thing is a pretty good thing, and I can have RCS too. So I guess it gets a little bit too annoying to maneuver. I can have RCS. And I'm pretty sure it should have RCS like monopropellant. Nope, it seems to have lost its RCS tank for some reason. Okay, so now the booster has now entered orbit of Gale, so we do want to probably warp over here. Well, yeah, on this side of Gale. About 7 minutes of time warping. Woo! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I think that'll be pretty good. So we can actually decouple this booster. And I will switch back to it any moment now. I just need to essentially set things up here. So for example, start research. I need to not start hydroponics, start habitat, start the recycler, and also we need to start the nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor activated, and need to throttle it up a little bit, unrealistically, to generate positive power. Wow, this thing is using a lot more power than I expected it to use. And this thing has no solar power, but it does have another backup nuclear reactor in here. It does have another nuclear reactor in this storage container down here by the engine. So in case it doesn't have enough power from that one, it does have another one kind of just laying about. So apparently I have about 12 years of nuclear fuel. That's plenty. But we're still discharging the battery, so we do want to produce slightly more. There we go. Now we're making a surplus amount of power, about 112 kilowatts of power. That's insane, but okay. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and bye.